Your tires are the single most important safety feature on your car. When you think about it, they are the only 4 points of contact between your heavy, fast-moving vehicle and the pavement. Yet, most drivers look at the numbers on their tire sidewall like 225, 65, R17 and just see a jumbled mess of characters. But replacing a tire with just one wrong letter can throw off your speedometer, completely change your driving feel, or worse, cause a blowout at highway speeds. Today, we are going to decode that secret language. Let's start with the very first number in the sequence. For example, 225. This is the width of the tire tread. It is measured in millimeters from one sidewall to the other, and it determines the actual size of the contact patch between your vehicle and the road. Why is it designed this way? There is a constant trade-off in automotive engineering. Wider tires create a much larger contact patch, giving your car aggressive stance and excellent, sticky grip when cornering on dry pavement. However, they also create more rolling resistance, which noticeably decreases your fuel economy. Furthermore, excessively wide tires can actually increase the risk of hydroplaning in heavy rain because they have a harder time pushing a wide path of water out of the way. Narrower tires, on the other hand, slice through standing water much more easily, roll with less effort, and save you gas. A quick warning: upgrading to a tire that is way too wide for your stock suspension setup can cause the rubber to physically rub against the inside of the wheel well every time you steer sharply or hit a pothole. The second number, right after the slash like 65, is not a direct measurement in inches or millimeters. Instead, it is a percentage of the tire's width. This means the sidewall height is exactly 65% of the 225 millimeter width. This crucial spec determines whether you are running a thick or low-profile tire. Why do we have this? Think of the tire's sidewall as your car's secondary suspension system. Taller sidewalls hold a much larger volume of air and act as an excellent, bouncy shock absorber for off-road vehicles, trucks, or family SUVs navigating rough city streets. Low-profile tires, featuring smaller numbers like 35 or 40, eliminate that rubber flex. Because there is less sidewall to roll over itself during a hard corner, they provide razor-sharp steering response for sports cars. The catch? You will feel every single bump in the road. A quick warning: changing this aspect ratio without properly adjusting your overall wheel size will change the final rolling diameter of the wheel, causing your car's computer to calculate distance incorrectly, which makes your speedometer display the wrong speed. Next in the sequence is the letter right before the wheel size, most commonly the letter R, which stands for Radial. This describes how the internal steel belts and synthetic nylon cords are arranged inside the tire's carcass. Why radial? Back in the day, cars used bias-ply tires, where the internal cords crisscrossed each other at severe angles, but those generated a ton of internal friction and heat. In a modern radial construction, the cord plies run exactly perpendicular to the direction of travel, radiating out from the center. This brilliant design helps the tire dissipate heat much more effectively, drastically increasing durability, fuel efficiency, and high-speed grip. A quick warning: never mix modern radial tires and older bias-ply tires on the same axle. The massive difference in how they deform and flex under stress will cause severe, unpredictable loss of control when braking or cornering. The number immediately following the R, like 17, is measured in inches. This is the exact diameter of the metal wheel, or rim, that this specific tire is engineered to fit onto. Why is this strictly regulated? Why do some modern cars come with massive 19 or 20-inch wheels? Sometimes it's for visual appeal, but high-performance cars actually need larger wheels just to clear their massive brake calipers. The wheel and the tire must match perfectly in physical size, so the heavy-duty tire bead can lock tightly onto the metal rim. This creates an airtight seal that won't pop off during an aggressive maneuver. Quick comparison. Because this is measured in inches, it is very easy to distinguish from the tire width at the beginning of the code, which is in millimeters. It is physically impossible to force a 17-inch tire onto an 18-inch wheel. Moving further around the sidewall, you will see a number like 99, usually sitting a bit separated from the main size block. This is the load index. It corresponds to a standardized international chart, dictating the absolute maximum weight. in kilograms or pounds, that one single tire can safely support when fully inflated to its correct pressure. Why is this index needed? The tire's internal skeleton must be heavily reinforced to match the gross weight of the vehicle. For instance, if a tire has a load index of 99, it can support exactly 1,709 pounds. Multiply that by 4, and your vehicle's tires can handle a combined weight of over 6,800 pounds. A heavy-duty pickup truck requires a much stronger steel casing, meaning a significantly higher load index, compared to a compact city commuter. Otherwise, the tire will simply crush, overheat, and collapse under the heavy payload. A quick warning: accidentally replacing your factory tires with a lower load index is extremely risky, drastically increasing the chance of structural failure when carrying a full cabin of passengers or heavy cargo. Sitting right next to that load index is the speed rating, usually a single letter like H, V, W, or Y. Each letter represents the absolute maximum sustained speed the tire can safely handle. Why limit the speed of a tire? At highway speeds, centrifugal force and road friction generate massive amounts of destructive heat. These letters represent rigorous laboratory testing to achieve a Y rating, which is certified for up to 186 miles per hour. The tire is built with specialized rubber compounds and extra nylon cap plies wrapped tightly around the steel belts. This prevents the tire from literally stretching, warping, and tearing itself apart under extreme rotational force. A quick warning: consistently driving past your tire's designated speed limit will cause it to rapidly overheat, delaminate, and blow out. Always adhere to legal speed limits and your vehicle's safe operating thresholds. Elsewhere on the sidewall, look for a string of characters starting with the letters DOT. This stands for the Department of Transportation, signifying the tire meets strict safety standards. The most crucial part of this code is the last 4 digits, usually stamped inside a small oval depression. The first 2 digits represent the week, and the last 2 represent the year of manufacture. For example, 3522 means the tire was made in the 35th week of 2022. Why print the date? Unlike metal or glass, rubber is an organic material that naturally ages. It slowly oxidizes, hardens, and cracks over time due to oxygen and ultraviolet light exposure. Even if the tire is just sitting idle in a climate-controlled warehouse, it becomes brittle, much like an old rubber band. This stamp helps you track the true chemical lifespan of the material. A quick warning: do not be fooled into buying brand new tires on a massive discount if their manufacture date is 5 or 6 years old. You should always inspect your tires and replace them based on manufacturer recommendations regarding age, regardless of how much tread is left. You might also notice 3 specifications printed in smaller text: treadwear, traction, and temperature. These form the UTQG ratings, a system used to grade the tire's overall performance. Why do we have these? Transportation authorities require manufacturers to be fully transparent about what they are selling. Treadwear rates how long the rubber is expected to last. It is based on a control tire rated at 100. So, theoretically, a tire rated at 400 should last 4 times as long. Traction grades straight-line braking performance on wet roads, using letters like AA, A, or B. And temperature measures the tire's ability to dissipate dangerous heat buildup. Note: there is a major catch. The treadwear number is really only useful for comparing tires within the same specific brand. Because manufacturers conduct their own testing, comparing a treadwear score from brand A to brand B is generally not an accurate, apples-to-apples comparison. Regarding extreme weather conditions, you will often see the letters M plus S, which stands for mud and snow, or a little geometric icon of a 3-peak mountain with a snowflake inside it. What is the difference? Standard all-season and summer rubber compounds react poorly to cold weather. They freeze solid, acting like hard plastic in freezing temperatures, which causes them to lose all grip on the asphalt. Tires stamped with the Mountain Snowflake symbol are uniquely engineered. They are built with a special high silica compound that stays soft and pliable in sub-zero weather. They also feature thousands of microscopic, zigzag slits in the tread blocks called sipes. These tiny slits open and close as the wheel turns, literally biting into the ice and packed snow. Quick comparison: Many people mistakenly assume M plus S means it is a true winter tire. In reality, M plus S only refers to the physical shape and spacing of the tread blocks to help clear away mud. The Mountain Snowflake symbol is the only guarantee that the tire has actually passed severe, real-world snow acceleration and braking tests. Finally, somewhere near the inner bead, you will find tiny text listing the maximum PSI and maximum load limits. This is strictly the physical breaking point of the tire's construction material. It is absolutely not your standard, everyday operating pressure. Why is this warning printed? As you drive, road friction heats up the air inside your tires, causing the air to expand and increase the internal pressure. This printed maximum warns mechanics and automated high-pressure air pumps not to exceed this limit when aggressively seating the tire bead onto the rim. If they push past it, the synthetic cords inside the sidewall will snap, and the tire will violently explode. The most common mistake: never, ever inflate your daily driving tires to the max PSI number found on the rubber sidewall. To find the correct, perfectly balanced tire pressure for your specific car's weight and suspension, always look at the factory sticker located on the driver's side door, jam, or check your owner's manual. And as a pro tip, always check your tire pressure with a dedicated gauge in the morning, when the tires are completely cold, to get the most accurate reading. Tires are incredibly complex, highly engineered pieces of technology. Knowing how to read them puts you ahead of 99% of drivers on the road, ensuring you keep yourself, your family, and your vehicle safe. If you want to understand more about how to maintain and care for your vehicle properly, make sure to hit that subscribe button right now.